Thank you, God. Raiders lose 15-9 to keep the tank alive. I'm a diehard Raiders fan, but I know what's best for this team right now, and the best thing for this team is to keep on losing. We got 3 more weeks to go. We need to be able to secure your next quarterback. Seriously, whether you want Shedeur Sanders, whether you want Cam Ward, it is the best thing for the Raiders to continue to lose, because winning right now only hurts you. If the Raiders would have won that game, they would have fallen all the way down to the number 7 overall pick. Yeah, you still have a chance to get a QB, but you would have had to give up draft capital in order to be able to do that. So you know what? I want everybody down below to spam JTB, just tank baby. I know how painful it is, but sometimes you need something to root for. And watching that football game, there was a lot of ugliness in that game. I mean, realistically, Raiders special teams, that's probably one of the worst special teams games I've ever seen. You had 2 block punts, 1 block PAT. I just can't even wrap my mind around how bad that was. So yes, you lose. Yes, you have lost 10 straight games. Do you want me to tell you something that's going to make all that better? Raiders have the number 1 overall pick right now. If the draft were to be today, the Las Vegas Raiders would have the number 1 overall pick over the New York Giants. This season has stunk. This season has been bad. But my equivalent, my analogy that I'm going to give people is, if the Raiders win, it's kind of like cheating on your significant other. You know what? Maybe it feels good in that moment. But as soon as that game's over, if the Raiders would have won, we would have been like, shit, we're in a bad situation right now. It doesn't do us any good long term. My point is, losing is better for the Raiders long term than getting a meaningless win, and then you're in a bad situation from a quarterback spot, because if you're unable to get Cam Ward, if you're unable to go out there and get somebody like a Shedeur, I don't know who you're going to draft. I don't know what you want. Carson Beck stinks. Quinn Ewers, I don't think is a good NFL QB. And then if you're even thinking about quarterbacks in the offseason, Kirk Cousins right now looks washed. What, Justin Fields? You're going to pay Dak Prescott if he's available? This was a win that made my heart skip a beat. And even though it was an ugly football game, at least the Raiders lost to be able to keep the dream alive of getting a franchise quarterback. Hey, man, I know there's a lot of Raiders fans out there that are mad that I'm Team Tank. Quite frankly, I think if you're a fan, whether you want to be Team Tank, whether you want to be rooting for them to win, this season's been so ugly, I'm not going to judge you however you want to do it. So please don't judge me for being Team Tank. If you need a place to come, giggity, on game days where we're going to have something to root for, I am going to root for the Raiders to lose. But I'm also kind of doing it in the sense of, throw there by Desmond Ridder, finds a wide open Falcons player. That's a great job, Desmond Ridder. Sometimes you need sarcasm. Sometimes you need to be able to laugh to get through difficult moments, and if you feel that, hit that subscribe button. When you look at this game, Falcons 15, Raiders 9, and it came down to the wire. It came down to the Raiders at the 35-yard line. They had 2 shots to the end zone. Both fell, or one fell incomplete. Ridder threw an interception on one, but Ridder 23 of 38, 208 yards, a touchdown, and then an interception. I don't really know what on earth, I don't know what on earth Atlanta was thinking, changing up their defense. This defense played great all game. Going into the fourth quarter, there was not a single Raiders wide receiver with a catch. Not a single one. And then you look down there, Jacoby ended up leading the team with 5 for 59 because Atlanta was just let him dink and dunk. Let him dink and dunk. If you're a Falcons fan and you're watching this, it's time for Michael Penix Jr. because Kirk Cousins is completely, and I mean completely, washed up here at this current moment. He is terrible, terrible, terrible. And if Desmond Ridder is going to continue to start these next 3 games for the Raiders, which if you're Team Tank, you want Ridder to start. I know what Ridder looked like there at the end. He was bad for 3 quarters of that game, and based off the way that game went, Aidan's going to make me nervous because Aidan is clearly better than Desmond Ridder. Carter Bradley might be better than Desmond Ridder. But my God, this defense by the Raiders, you did a good job slowing down Kirk, but I can't believe Atlanta didn't run the football more with Bijan Robinson because of how good he was and because of how bad Cousins was. Over his last 5 games, Kirk Cousins, 1 touchdown, 9 interceptions. That's how bad he's been. He leads the NFL in turnovers with 18, 16 picks, 2 fumbles. Now, sure, Gardner Minshew might have been able to compete for that if he played it the entire season, but man, oh man, was that bad. There was some good by Antonio Pierce. There was some bad by AP. Luckily, though, the Raiders, again, do the smart thing. and they lose this football game here. If you want to get your questions or comments during our post-game reaction show, hashtag Raiders, or you can super chat to skip the line. But before we get into some of those questions, I do got to give a shout out to our sponsor here, PrizePicks. Easy and exciting daily fantasy sports made easy. PrizePicks.com/CLNS, and PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Make your holidays bigger and brighter with PrizePicks, the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. You can now win up to 1,000 times your money on PrizePicks. So even though Chugs' did not hit, it was still fun while we did it. Now, you could have done a flex play. You still could have made at least a little bit of money. It is an option. I will say with Picksmas, this is really, really important to be able to listen to because PrizePicks right now is trying to hook you up. So join now because the holiday season is here and PrizePicks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. Download the app today. Use code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Sign up today. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks. Run your game. Thugador. Oh, fact that Atlanta is nervous right now. I mean, the fact that that game got as close as what it did, shame on the Atlanta Falcons. Shame on Raheem Morris. That is a fraudulent team. And if anybody picks Atlanta to win a playoff game, you're just losing money. Let's go to Ivan. The caveman from the Geico commercial would be a better coach than Antonio Pierce. I know that Antonio Pierce has had a stacked deck against him, but we also got to be able to look at how Antonio Pierce has played his hand that he's been dealt, and AP hasn't played that hand well. Clock management, again, was very poor tonight if Antonio Pierce is actually trying to win football games. Now, if he's being told to tank, then AP did a good job of managing the clock. Let's go to Yodes. Underperform for Underwood. 2028 NFL Draft. Believe me, man, I am Team Tank, but I'm not waiting until 2028. Neither should you. Now, ma'am, just not in my DNA to wish a loss, although I know we're better to lose. Sorry. I'm not going to judge you. Like, I don't think that right now as a Raider fan, I think if anything, we need to be able to join forces as a nation to, like, have one common current, like, goal, and I think it's to get better. Now, again, you've been a Raider fan for a long time. With commitments, excellence, just win, baby. I don't think it's fair for any person to judge another Raider fan going off a season where it's 10 straight losses. If you want to root for the Raiders to win, go ahead and do it. You're an adult. Do whatever you want to do. If you want to root for the Raiders to lose, well, that's what we're going to do here on game day because I want a QB. So who should start at quarterback in Week 16? Should it be Desmond Ridder? Should it be Aidan O'Connell? Should it be Carter Bradley, right? Like, let me know down below. For me personally, the only answer that it can't be is Aidan O'Connell. And the reason why I'm starting Desmond, I think Aidan, you're right. Chugs just said it in my ear. I think Aidan wins that game. I think Aidan O'Connell wins that football game if he's 100% healthy. So I'm going with Carter Bradley. I'm going with Desmond Ridder. But the reason why I'm not starting Aidan is because, again, I'm thinking long-term. I want Aidan to be a quarterback on our roster as a backup. Because if Aidan gets hurt, then the Raiders have to potentially keep Gardner Minshew. I don't want to do that at $14 million. Or you move on from Minshew still. You have to find a replacement for Aidan, which if you're planning on drafting a QB means you have to sign more than likely a veteran. I want to save as much money as humanly possible, and the way to do that is to have Aidan as your backup quarterback at a cheap rookie contract, and then you go get a young guy, and I think that that's the parent. Like, that's what a smart person would do, and a smart person would wish for. Let's go to Jacob. Fans rooting for a win are effing clueless. I think fans that are rooting for a win just want to root for a win for something to root for, but I do think it's dumb for fans to root for a win. I do. I'll admit it. Sir Chai, Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay so pissed right now. I'm sure the Bucs are. I mean, that's a football game and you're going, holy shit, if the Falcons lose, they're in the driver's seat in that division. So now Atlanta gets a dub. They're 7-7 on the season. And you're right, Tampa Bay is probably very upset. Thugador, only the Raiders tank this way. Where they almost win a game. Yeah, I mean, again, you win a game, you go all the way down to the number 7 pick, and then you have to give up your future to go get your QB. Nico, I just won my fantasy playoff game, baby. What did I tell you? I needed 20 points from Atlanta's defense and the Raiders. I mean, Special teams blocks probably help. Not a lot of points given up. A few turnovers. Congratulations to you, Nico. Here's the thing. I also won my playoff game. I was the 8 seed in the playoffs, and I took down the 1 seed. My cousin Austin, sorry, bro. Now you have more time to spend with your second kid, I guess. Dugador thought they were giving us a break from the heart attacks till next season. Even though that game was close, and even though my heart felt like it was going to skip a beat, I kind of missed it, though. I missed that feeling of something to root for. I missed that feeling on a game day, and that's why I hope that people watch next week, Week 16 against the Jags, because that could be like a number 1 overall pick type of game. And you got Week 17 against New Orleans. Week 18 against the Chargers. If we lose that game, we have the number 1 overall pick. It feels good to be able to root for something, and that's what I'm going to do. OG, make A.J. Cole the highest paid punter of all time. He's got a chance to be. I mean, I think he's the best punter in the NFL. I really, truly do believe that. Very well-liked guy. I mean, you have the salary cap in order to be able to do it. I would pay A.J. Cole before I pay Daniel Carlson, and that's not even a difficult decision. Quite frankly, I don't think anybody thinks it's a difficult decision to do what I just said that I would do. Now, man, let's get some of these draft picks from last year off the practice squad and see what they got. Damn. I mean, if I was Las Vegas, now would be the time where I do want to see some of these younger players go. Like, I would like to see Dylan Lowry play a little bit more. I would like to see what Trey Taylor's got. I would like to see some of these young dudes just to see what they look like. And, yeah, probably is going to be a bad result on the field. But we even saw it last year. Ja'Cory and Bennett was really bad last year. He was arguably the best Raiders corner this season before he got hurt. I think sometimes it just takes a little bit of time to get it going. Long term, play some of your guys right now. Gilbert. Will AP be here next season? I would say, it's funny, 2 months ago, I gave this 3 just win babies. A month ago, not even a month ago, 2 weeks ago, I talked about this. I gave it 2 just win babies. After my trip in Las Vegas, I'm going to give it about a half of a just win baby that AP's back. And I think the writing is on the wall, and I think it's Mike Vrabel is going to be the next head coach. But I would say right now you're looking at about a 10% chance of Antonio Pierce being back next season. And I can't blame the Raiders for doing it because, again, I know AP was dealt a shitty hand, but AP's also played that hand really, really shitty as well. Now, I get it. Not everybody can get on this show, but I hope that everyone had a fun time tonight. Raiders tanking sucks. This Raiders season sucks. But I hope that you enjoyed Sarcastic Mitch for everybody that watched tonight's live show. And it's why I want y'all to hit that subscribe button. It's why I want y'all to turn on those notifications because we're going to make game days fun around here. Because, damn it, y'all deserve it. We deserve it. The nation deserves it. And I need something to look forward to for the remainder of the season. We got 3 more games to go, baby. 3 more games to go. And then we can look forward to next season. Tank for Shador. Tank for Cam Ward. Thank you, God.